Last night, Mike Clevenger dug in. He needed to go 6 2/3 innings to get to the 200-inning plateau for the year, and he did exactly just that. Mike Clevenger joining Corey Kluber in the 200-inning, 200-strikeout club. And the Indians cruise to a series evening win over the Royals last night in Kansas City. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Offensively, the Indians were really hamstrung. The first 16 innings of this series, they managed just 2 runs. And then all of a sudden, in the 7th, they exploded for a 10 spot, and Josh Donaldson was right in the middle of it.
Well, you look at Josh Donaldson. He's been here for 3 weeks. And has he passed the test? Yes, he certainly has. Defensively, he's made all the plays he's had to make. And in 1 inning, he's going to get 2 hits last night. But, you know, he's gotten the base hits he's had to get there. He hits his grand slam. That was the 11th for the Indians on the year. I think he is ready. He lengthens that lineup out for the Indians, and this guy has a presence about him, and the lights are on. And that's what they're looking for prime time.
All right, and speaking of prime time, Corey Kluber, he's no shrinking violet. 2 Cy Young Awards, and who knows, maybe a 3rd in the offing.
Well, he's just tuning up for the playoffs, and Corey, another spectacular year. 20 wins, first time he's ever done something like that, and he has just been pitching phenomenally. The cutters, the curveballs, the changeups, everything's been moving, and he's 3-1 against the Royals on the year, so we expect him to go deep into the playoffs and hopefully get something very special. When you look at his numbers now, he's 2nd in wins with 20. The ERA is 4th best, and you know he's always going to have a couple of complete games. 1st in innings pitched. Verlander's pitching today, but he should retake the lead when he leaves the ball game tonight.
All right, so that's the matchup tonight, Indians and the Royals. We'll be back with the play-by-play in a little while. We'll also check in with Andre Knott. Alan Jensen are up next with the Showstopper. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By your Northern Ohio Honda dealers, made in Ohio, Ohio proud. And by St. Mary of the Woods, a faith-oriented senior living community in the heart of Avon. Game of this 4-game series to wrap up the 2018 regular season. And the Indians, coming off a very good performance last night to even up things. And now they'll turn it to Corey Kluber, who will take the hill tonight for the Indians. Speaking of pitching, let's go downstairs to Andre Knott.
Thank you guys very much for doing that. Josh Tomlin is the longest tenured Indian on the team, and we sat down and talked a little bit just about where his career has been and if he's thrown his last pitch as an Indian.
It means a lot to me. It means a lot that I'm able to contribute and actually do something to help this team win. And I honestly got to believe that. I care less about the numbers and what my numbers are. I understand they tell a story, but they don't tell the whole story. They tell parts of the whole season that's gone on for me, and it's tough to have a year like you had start off, and then you go on the DL and you get back to trying to figure out what makes you good and get back to the basics of how to pitch and how to get your body in position to be able to throw the ball. And once I was able to do that and I kind of overcome that adversity, it was nice to be able to come back and contribute in ways that I wasn't able to contribute early on in the year, because the name of the game is to try to win games regardless of how you get there. And so not to be able to contribute to that early on, now I'm at a point where I'm able to be myself again. It was nice to be able to contribute and help these guys win. Tito's been great. He's been absolutely great for me. He's a baseball guy, and I enjoy talking to baseball people, and he's that in every sense of the word. Hall of Fame manager, great human being for the most part, but knows the game, tries to get the best of his players, knows he's a people person, he knows how to talk to his players, get the best of his players whenever things aren't going their way. He gets it. He has a pulse. He understands the pulse of the clubhouse. He understands the pulse of the game, and that's probably the most important thing for a manager to understand.
What's this next month going to mean to you? What's this playoffs mean for you, and what's the message that you want to give your teammates and the Cleveland Indians fans?
We're here to win. This period, whatever it takes to win. We need everybody. We need everybody in Cleveland to rally behind us. There's a reason why we have that hashtag rally together. It's not just 25 guys trying to do it. It takes a 40-man roster. It takes an organization. It takes people working at the stadium, people coming to the stadium, the fans. It takes a whole city to get this thing done, and it's not easy by any means. We have the personnel in place to do it, don't get me wrong, but so do the other teams that are going to be there. So our job is to figure out how to compete better than the other team.
And I think that therein sums up the postseason. You got to figure out a way to outcompete people, because everybody that gets in has a chance to win it all.
Well, he's been a competitor his whole career, and he's been the longest tenured Indian. He'll be there whether he's on that postseason roster or not. He will be there throughout everything. So good luck to him, and let's have some fun.
Well, Corey Kluber is going to till the rubber for the Tribe tonight, and we'll have the first pitch from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City when we come back. The Indians come in tonight, 20 games over 500, 90 and 70 on the year with 2 games left to play. They've gone 11-6 this year against Kansas City. Now that is one creative hat right there. Royals are 57-103. It has been a tough year, but Kansas City has been better in this final month of the season. They've got some promising young players that they've taken a good hard look at, and they feel like they've got things trending in the right direction. Good pitching matchup tonight. Corey Kluber, well, we know about him. 20 wins, a 2.83 ERA, 200 innings, 200 strikeouts. Jacob Junis, on the other hand, for Kansas City, it's kind of been an up and down season for him. He has 8 wins, but 12 losses and an ERA closer to 4.5. Kansas City is a ball club that, you know, we've seen athleticism, we have seen speed, and now they've got some young guys with some pop. Ryan O'Hearn, for example, with 12 home runs, and Hunter Dozier has 11. They have a team that really isn't worried about the fact that they've lost over 100 games. Because of the youth on this ball club, they're focused solely on the here and now,
yes,
and the future, because they've got the pieces in place that they feel like they can rebuild quickly.
They want to prove to somebody that they belong at the big league level, and they're going to play hard, and they want a job for next year. A lot of that has to go a long way for them. Let's take a look at today's starting pitcher, the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher, Jacob Junis, on the mound. It'll be his 4th start against the Indians. He's 8-12 on the season, a 442 earned run average. He is just 1-2 against the Tribe this year in his 3 starts. But his last start, September 3rd in Cleveland, he got the win. He pitched 7 2-hit innings, did not allow a run, no walks, 6 strikeouts. So he pitched a gem.
Hey, let's take a look at the Indians starting lineup for Terry Francona tonight, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor in the background will lead off. Michael Brantley in the foreground will bat second. Then it's Jose Ramirez, followed by Edwin Encarnacion, who will DH. Josh Donaldson having a big series. He'll bat 5th, and it's Yonder Alonso, followed by Melky Cabrera. Yan Gomes back in there tonight, and Jason Kipnis will hit 9th.
And the defense tonight for Kansas City. They are 2nd in the league in fielding percentage. Gordon in left, Goodwin in center, Bonifacio over and right. On the infield, Escobar gets the start at 3rd. Mondesi is at shortstop. Merrifield is at 2nd. Dozier at 1st. Villarreal is behind the plate.
Mike Estabrook calling the balls and strikes this evening. Bruce Dreckman at 1st. Chad Fairchild at 2nd. And Kerwin Dantley will be down at 3rd. That's interesting. That's the first time I've seen an umpire wear
I agree.
a helmet like that.
That's the first thing I noticed,
Yeah.
too. It's a regular helmet.
Yeah.
It has the bill on it and everything. It fits under that mask. He wants his protection, too.
Francisco Lindor leading off, takes a fastball strike.
Well, Junis, he went on the DL on July 3rd after a start in Cleveland, July 2nd, where he was rocked. He had some back issues, and since coming off, he's been very good.
Wow, that was a lot closer than it needed to be. Dozier was
He didn't get to the
unaware
bag.
that Merrifield was already over there in the hole, and so he went for the ball, and this almost blew up in their face.
Well, Junis gets over there, but then he's caught in between because finally Dozier, who's been playing 3rd base, is playing 1st tonight. That's not knowing where your defenders are at. That's his mistake, 1st base.
And he's got his foot right in the middle of the bag. That could have been a disaster.
Well, he's been playing 3rd base, but he's over there at 1st tonight. You better know where that guy is playing next to you.
Game time temperature tonight, 72 degrees.
Yeah, warmer than last night.
Oh, a lot more. It was
no-
57 at game time last night. Michael Brantley slaps a single the other way, and he keeps on rolling. Brantley.
And here you go. They wanted to put 3 guys over on the other side of the infield. Go right ahead. You pitch him away. He hits it that way. Easy base hit for Michael.
8-game hitting streak for Brantley. He's gone 13 for 31. Jose Ramirez is at the complete other end of the spectrum. He is 0 for his last 10. And He's going to punch one through the left side of the infield. Simply following Brantley's lead, and the Indians have runners at the corners with 1 out.
We haven't seen that all year. How about that? Michael was taken off. When sometimes when your hitter's struggling, I'm not saying they put the hit and run on, but it might have been on. There was a fastball away, and he just stayed on it. How many times do you see Jose going that way on the ground? That's a beautiful thing right there. At
Beautiful
first
sight.
Yes, it was. Well, that's what you do sometimes as a manager. Hitter struggling, create a hole for him. Make him hit it on the ground, and he finds the hole, and they go first to third.
Well, here is Edwin Encarnacion. Oh, to the backstop it goes, but Brantley didn't get a read, and that ball can ricochet right back to the catcher a lot of times. That time it didn't. It hit, and you could hear the thud over your speakers on your TV, I'm sure. The ball just stopped right behind the plate back there.
Yeah, it catches up, and Michael didn't really, he thought about it, but didn't have a very good jump, so he just holds up.
But you've got 2 in scoring position now because Ramirez did get to second base. And Edwin is riding a 5-game hitting streak coming in. And that's not anything to get too excited about. However, if you go back a little bit further, over the last 2 weeks, he's batted .372. That's 16 hits in his last 43 at-bats.
Well, he's been hot, and, you know, I think that guy on deck has a lot to do with it, too.
I agree.
You know, protection. They have to pitch to him. And when you have base runners, Eddie knows how to drive in runs. So I'll tell you what, that's a nice lethal combination there with Donaldson batting behind him.
And a good 2-1 count for Edwin, and he pops one high in the air. Deep enough to get the run home from third. Goodwin makes the catch. Brantley tags. He will score. It's 1-0 Cleveland. And Edwin has his team leading 107th run batted in on the year. And as you mentioned, the guy that's behind Edwin has been on fire. Josh Donaldson, 5 for 8 in the series with a double and, of course, a grand slam last night.
Yeah, he's starting to tune it up. He hit a breaking ball and hit it a mile.
Ooh. Junis lucky to get away with that fastball. Well, Donaldson has played 14 games now with the Indians. He's hit .295 in those 14 games. 3 homers, 7 runs batted in, and a couple of doubles. So he is starting to really, I think, find his legs, if you will.
Well, the timing, when you're a hitter, it takes some time. You have to see a lot of pitches, and you need at-bats. You know, and he slowly has gotten them throughout the month of September. You couldn't rush him right into it. But he certainly looked good enough. And we've seen him down the count where he can battle back in, his way back in. Jonas, a guy, I'll tell you what he has done. You know, after coming off the disabled list in July, or in early August, you know, he surrendered 37 walks in his first 121 innings and just 5 over his last 50 innings. So he's been much more aggressive as a pitcher. He had some back issues, but he's been throwing a lot more strikes since returning.
I have to say that one of the things that has impressed me with Donaldson that I never realized when we played against Toronto previously is how when he gets to 2 strikes, he will give in a little bit, and he will look to shoot the ball the other way if it's pitched outside. He's not just a guy that's going up there looking to do one thing and one thing only. Couldn't come up with that one, though. Good pitch by Junis. He gets out of the inning. But the Indians get the game's first run, and now the Royals are coming to bat.
He's looking for win number 21 this evening. Has had another outstanding year, another Cy Young Award year possibly. But he has pitched well. He's 3-1 with a .324 against Kansas City in 4 starts. So this will be start number 5 for him.
The Royals starting 9 for Ned Yost quickly looks like this. Whit Merrifield, Adalberto Mondesi, and Alex Gordon. Dozier, O'Hearn, Bonifacio in the middle, Brian Goodwin, Alcides Escobar, his first start in the series, and Maybreeze Villarreal batting 9th. First pitch is a fastball just off the outside corner. Merrifield riding an 18-game hitting streak. And he's gone 24 for 77 during that streak. He gets a hit tonight, he'll equal the 19-game streak of Michael Brantley and Elvis Andrus. Those are the longest this year in all of baseball. So interesting.
Well, the last time that Kansas City came to Cleveland, he was swinging the bat very well, but they cooled him off in that series.
Yeah, you're right.
But he's been rolling here in his home park. And this is he's trying to lead the league in hits, and there it is.
19 in a row for Whit Merrifield.
Well, he could become tomorrow, if he plays and if he gets a base hit, the only guy in baseball with a 20-game hitting streak on the year. But right back up the middle. That's how good this guy is. He just goes out there and just continues to hit the ball where it's pitched. That was a ball out over the plates, went straight up the middle. So Merrifield, the last player in the majors that can do it. And you got to go back to, when is that? Are you kidding me? 72
is the only season that we didn't have somebody get to at least 20 games.
Huh. So a rarity. Well, hits are down, strikeouts are up. For Merrifield, that is hit number 190 for him. He could be the first guy to lead the league in hitting since Kevin Seitzer back in '87. Oh my goodness, look at that. He guessed, and he did that. I'll tell you what, he did that to Tomlin a couple of years ago, and that's only the second stolen base off Kluber this year. But you see, he just timed him beautifully, and Kluber didn't even see him go. There he goes, and he kept going. And when he threw to first base, he was doomed. So that'll be a stolen base, number 43.
Mondesi trying to bunt him over, pops it up, 1 down.
Don't like that when you're swinging the bat like Mondesi is right now. I don't like that.
I agree with you.
I think it's a terrible play. Let's check out the defense brought to you by Ram. Brantley in left, Kipnis in center, Cabrera in right. On the infield, third to first, it's Donaldson, Lindor, Ramirez, Alonso, and Yan Gomes is doing the catching.
I wonder how much of that for Mondesi is young player thinking I'm doing the right thing by trying to get him over, and how much of it is this is Corey Kluber on the mound. I got to get him over here because we may not have a chance to score many times tonight.
I understand he wants to get his job done, and that would have got to run if you get him over.
It's hit pretty well, by the way. Deep left field onto the warning track. Brantley runs it down, 2 away.
But, you know, when you're swinging the bat like Mondesi has been, he's been hot. Don't give up and out, man. Your bat means too much to this offense. They didn't score many. Well, they scored him late last night, but still, he'll learn.
I wonder if that is part of what makes managing right now fun for Ned Yost, is the ability to actually teach and coach these young guys.
I bet they'll talk to him, you know, about something like that. Absolutely. They know he's trying to get the job done, but you know what? You could do it swinging the bat. They'll discuss it. They'll talk to him about it. Him, Dale Swaim, bench coach, they will definitely.
Hunter Dozier 6 of his 11 home runs and 19 of his 34 RBI have come in the last 31 games. So he's part of this core group that we've been talking about that have given not only Royals fans but Royals front office people reason to be optimistic. There goes the runner, and that's an easy steal of third. But with 2 down, it's kind of a stat patter. But for Merrifield, he wants that stolen base title because
he's got it. He's gonna win it.
As Rick told you last night, he knows the guy batting behind him, Adalberto Mondesi, is going to be stealing a lot of bases in his future. So he figures, I got to get it while I can. Foul back. No balls, 2 strikes with a runner at third, 2 down here, bottom of the first. Indians on top, 1-0. Just missed away, tried to get him to expand the strike zone. He wouldn't do it.
At least not yet. That 0-2 pitch, that's setting up a pitch to come for Corey Kluber.
Strike 3 called. Kluber locks him up with a fastball, and the inning is over. No runs ahead, a man stranded at third. After 1, it's Cleveland 1, Kansas City 0. Second inning. 1-0, Cleveland on top.
Junis with the fastball, good breaking ball, change up. Of his 17 pitches has been strikes. I told you he's been throwing a lot of strikes recently since coming back in August. I think Kennedy last night, Ian Kennedy, who started for the Royals, he pitched a nice game for him last night, went 6 innings. And then after he ended up leaving, that's when everything broke loose for both teams.
Yeah, that game got raggedy.
Boy, did it ever. I mean, it was a good game for 6 straight innings.
Alonso tried to hold up, but he went too far, says Kerwin Danley. Second strikeout for Jacob Junis.
You can see the bite he has on that slider. Yeah, it must be tough to pick up the spin because they get it started, and he certainly did go. And watch the movement on the pitch. There it is. Nice, tight breaking slider, and the break seems to be late.
Up the middle, Melky Cabrera shoots it by a diving Adalberto Mondesi. And Cabrera has the 3rd hit for the Indians tonight. And that gives him a hit in 9 consecutive games. Here's Yan Gomes. 0 for 4 in the series opener. Did not play last night. Sky high behind the plate and out of play. Ooh, that guy was trying to get out of the way and that dunked him right on the head.
Yeah, it looked like it got him on the neck. You're trying to hide, man. You got to keep your eye on the ball.
How about her?
She got it.
Are you okay?
Thanks, honey. Thanks for taking that. I'm going to go ice now. I'm going to keep the ball.
Yeah, I got the ball. He's hiding, trying to get out of the way, and he gets hit. Yeah.
He's giving thumbs up.
Good luck living that one down with your buddies. There's the 1-1. Gomes, a soft line drive, base hit, left center field. And the Milkman stops at second. Boy, Yan Gomes, you just can't say enough about how well he has swung the bat. Since June 1st, he's batted .281 with 10 homers, 35 runs batted in. So you're talking June, July, August, 4 solid months where he has been really good. Storylines today brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Jason Kipnis. He's been rolling too.
Well, look at the RBIs.
Since August 26th, he is 2nd in the American League in runs batted in.
Absolutely.
Only Stephen Piscotty of the A's has more than Jason Kipnis.
And he's been on a tear too. He's had a really good second half for Oakland. So quietly, Kipnis has just kept rolling.
18 homers,
he's been moved to the bottom part
in.
of that lineup, and I'll tell you what, he's taken off. But this is the 3 we were talking about: Cabrera, Gomes, Kipnis. When you're looking at the bottom part of that lineup, you get production from them. That takes a little bit of pressure off the guys that usually do the work, and hopefully eases some of that burden. Because when you can make a starting pitcher really have to work hard for 9 straight hitters, where he can't take a hitter off, that wears on a pitcher. Already 4 hits through the first 8 batters for the Indians.
Oh, good pitch.
That slider's got some bite to it. Watch, this is a true slider. Down and in, and it's got a little depth to it where it's breaking down.
That looked like a wiffle ball to me.
Yeah.
2-2. Threw it again, struck him out. 2 down. Our great clip of the game, July 2nd. Lindor facing Jacob Junis. Took him deep for a grand slam, and then later in the same game, he had a 3-run homer.
Oh boy, yeah. may be thinking about it here with 2 guys on. That's a very good afternoon. In his short amount of time in this league and against the Royals, he is climbing that ladder in a hurry. 64 games, he has 19 homers. It's a good take, staying off that high fastball on a 2-0 count when you have it in your favor. See, Junis knows that this guy can do damage, and he wants to be extra careful because he's already losing 1-0. You don't want to get one swing of the bat and pretty much take you out of the game. Green light.
Inning over. Indians get 2 hits. They leave them stranded. Middle of the second, 1-0 Cleveland. Leading off for Kansas City here in the second is Ryan O'Hearn. He is quickly gaining a reputation as being a Cleveland Indians killer. 8 games he's played against the Tribe. He has 8 runs batted in. He has 8 extra base hits and a smooth .385 average overall. Oh yeah, there's that
comeback.
Front door 2-seamer. Comes right back over the inside corner, and O'Hearn knew it.
Well, the pitch to Dozier was the same thing that he got him to take, and this one comes back, and great movement to the left-hander, so his second straight strikeout.
It's going to bring up Jorge Bonifacio. Bonifacio is really scuffling. In his last 10 games, he has 2 hits, 2 for 27. And he Loops one down the right field line, foul. And that's when you're going bad. When you're 2 for 27, that's foul.
Yeah.
When you're hot, that finds its way inside the chalk somehow. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, for Corey Kluber, they're going to try to get 80 to 85 pitches out of him today, and then they're going to go to Cody Allen, Andrew Miller, Brad Hand, and try to get Ali Perez in today. Because tomorrow they want to get about 80 pitches from Cookie, and then the rest of the game will go to Trevor Bauer. Tomorrow is the pitchers you should see over the next 24 hours.
Thank you, pitching coach Andre.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, as Bonifacio bangs one to third, Donaldson spins around. He pulled him off the bag, though. I think he had time.
He did.
To set his feet and throw, but
he did.
He wanted to get rid of it quickly, and the throw was just a bit wide.
What he does, he jumps off the ground. You got to plant, stop, and he tried to jump a little bit and got a little turned around or out of whack. He was leaning backwards, and the throw brings Alonso off the base. They will give a hit there to Bonifacio.
We've seen a number of infielders that can make that play and do that routinely, where rather than try to rip that shoulder and really square your hips to throw to first base, which is, that can be a challenging maneuver as well. They go to that spin move. I tell you what amazes me is, I don't know about you, the minute I spin around, I get disoriented. I wouldn't know where the heck first base was. You'd be throwing it into the seats and into the photo pit. It's amazing how many of these guys can make that move and throw it perfect.
They plant and they make that turn, because if you keep running, you're throwing against the grain of your body, you know, going one way. But he had enough time to slow it down where he didn't have to speed it up.
Nice pitch. He's done it again. That's that front door two-seam fastball that the hitters, the left-handed hitters, they give up on it. And especially for these young guys that maybe haven't seen a lot of Corey Kluber.
Look at that movement.
You can see their reaction is all the same, like, dadgummit, he got me.
And they're going to, and you know, they'll go back and talk to the left-handers and say, hey, man, that's a nasty pitch. I know, but I still can't hit it, because you see it in off the plate. But the late movement is unbelievable. All three pitches have come on that pitch today. All three strikeouts.
And what the young hitters probably also don't realize is that that's what you see the first time around. Then later in the game, you may be looking for that, except instead of it being a sinker,
it's going to be a slider.
And it's going to go the other way.
Yeah,
and it's going to make you look bad.
Yeah. The movement. I mean, and that's why you see our hitters. Junis, he has that nice slider. When that ball starts, like as you put it, like a wiffle ball, man, hitters can have a tough time. But Kluber's like that every start.
Up high. Out of play. Weekly tap towards short. Frankie has to hurry, and Escobar beats it out.
Well, he was on the move as soon as he swung the bat.
So 2 infield hits in the inning for Kansas City. Neither one of them hit real hard, but both of them.
He was off and running, but you know, by the time Lindor could get the ball, he didn't hit it hard enough, and he does beat it. Gets that foot on the base by the time Lindor can get it over, and Alonso can make the play. So it's an infield single.
Fresh legs. Escobar hasn't played a lot lately.
Well, and he was moving, you know, out of the box as he was fooled on that swing. So he already had movement. It was almost like being a left-handed hitter in that situation for him that time.
Mabry's Villarreal. He gets it by Ramirez. And the Royals have tied the game.
Well, it goes to show you there, you haven't had to hit it hard, but they make it pay.
I thought for sure Ramirez was going to make this catch.
Just out of his reach. You see, when he turned, you know, he turned a little tardy and he was playing in a little bit and gets it over the glove. So it falls in. So a pair of 2-out singles. Kansas City able to tie it up.
Whit Merrifield pops one right up on the infield. Lindor calling everybody off. Makes the catch, inning over. We are tied at 1 after 2 in Kansas City.
Access your Indians tickets directly on your mobile device. You can use the app to purchase and forward tickets and have your tickets scanned for entrance to the ballpark. There's no need to print tickets.
Michael Brantley leading off.
Both teams had 4 hits off the starters in the first 2 innings. First time through the lineup.
Oh, wicked swing, pulled it foul. Pulls that foul. You know, I gave you those numbers a little while ago about Jason Kipnis since August 26th, second in the American League in runs batted in. I don't know what it was about that game on August 26th. It was right here in Kansas City. It ended a road trip. The Indians had lost 3 in a row. And Brantley goes down swinging for the first out in the inning. But something clicked with a number of guys on this ball club. They beat the Royals in that game 12-5. So since then, Jason Kipnis is second in the American League in runs batted in. And also, Arch, the Indians since August 26th have 4 guys who are among the top 21 in batting average in the American League. Michael Brantley has the 3rd best average since that date. Edwin Encarnacion, Jason Kipnis, and Melky Cabrera, all among the top 21 in the league.
Good.
So you got a bunch of guys in different parts of the lineup all getting hot coming down the stretch, and that's what you want.
And Gomes can't be far off the base. So, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of guys doing it.
Ramirez wanted to steal a hit right there with that shift on, but you got to get the bunt down.
Well, yeah, they were giving it to him, but he was leaving the batter's box a little too soon. He had all you have to do is get it on the ground.
That's what you've said a million times. Just get it down and you can walk to first base.
Well, if it was fair, he might have had a double. Brantley did that the other day for the first time we've ever seen him do that. You know, he stayed in the box, he put it down, and he cruised to first base and made it easily. Well, you can see that swing. He's certainly conscious of trying to staying on it. The way he's approached it, his first time up, man, he had the base hit with Brantley taking off, almost like a hit and run. Wouldn't be surprised if Tito put it on, but he did a good job.
Pulled that foul.
And he tried to sneak one by him inside, and that's something you can't do. I don't care how hard you throw, something that you haven't been able to do to him all year. Just when he reacts in, he's awfully quick. Well, the Dodgers beat the Giants today, so they're in the playoffs. So it's pretty much set. Look at this.
Pretty.
Look at this.
This is pretty.
That's too easy.
Down the line for a double, Jose Ramirez snaps an 0 for. Well, he snapped an 0 for 10 his first time up, and both of his hits today have gone the other way.
Bingo. He's 2 for 2, and both hits have come to left field. So that's a very nice thing. That ball was a little bit off the plate, so he stayed on it. Stays fair, and an easy double for Jose. That's going to be his 39th double in the year.
Well, hopefully Tito's right. Before the game, he says he hopes there's a swing or two that gets him back into a rhythm. I asked him, could he be tired? He says he's talked to him this week about sitting out, and he says Jose's told him, I need all the at-bats I can get to get back to where I need to go. So he says he's going to give them to him.
Well, these two certainly help.
Isn't that amazing, Andre? 570 at-bats aren't enough. He needs
He wants
every
600.
at-bat he can get. Yeah.
Well, he knows. He's aware of what we're all aware of, and he doesn't like where he's at right now. So he wants to keep swinging it and not think about it.
Well, that's it. He wants to swing his way through it. Sometimes, you know, mentally it can hurt you more than anything.
Edwin Encarnacion drove in the Indians' only run on the first with a sac fly. This one is straight up on the infield. Rick, to Andre's point, can a swing or two get a guy going? Like in Ramirez's case, can those two opposite field swings?
It could give you a little better feeling about yourself. You know, I don't know if it's going to change and you're going to lock right in, but it certainly could lead to better things. You know, so now he's in there, so why not play again tomorrow?
So maybe it can
good swings.
Maybe those swings can be the catalyst.
Yeah,
but they
it'll
in and of themselves, they're not going to just suddenly.
No, one game is not going to lock you back in when you've gone a month or a little over a month like Jose has, struggling. You know, hitting $160. I don't think one or two swings will get you there, but it certainly can make your confidence a little better and put you in a better frame of mind. Now he'll be conscious of thinking left field. So I think it is a good thing.
Yeah, because it was just the other night in Chicago, batting right-handed, he shot a double the other way.
Right.
So the thought has been there. He's been trying to work through it.
And what it'll do, if he proves he'll go that way for base hits, both pitches away, he'll earn himself pitches on the inside part of the plate that he can naturally turn on.
Yeah.
Are they going dancing?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was funny. Donaldson eventually just went down and picked up the ball and said, here, you're killing me. Mabry's Villarreal is just 21 years old. This kid went from A ball to the big leagues.
Yeah, he caught in one other game earlier against the Indians, and he really did a nice job for being that age and starting an A ball. And he did a pretty good job of blocking pitches in that game that I recall.
Oh, man.
Where was that?
Donaldson may have caught a break. Junis thinks he did.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt. He's looking away. Let's see. That's a strike.
That was borderline at worst. And there's a strike. That was going to be a strike no matter what, probably.
Well, when you're around the plate like this guy is, like Klober is, how umpires don't call pitches that, you know, may be a fraction of an inch off is beyond me.
Well, that's where that reputation of the Braves staff in the mid-90s, they got to the point where they were so good that they started to get more and more and more pitches called off the plate, and hitters.
Yeah, but that was back in the day before they did the Quez Tech and everything, and they video all of it. And I think they start rating umpires now and how they do that. But Donaldson draws the walk. First one for Junis tonight. Keeps the inning going.
Brings up Yonder Alonso. He's hitting 5 straight games. I mean, that's a good, it has to be something that gives everybody on that bench a good feeling about where guys are at when you look down. Brantley's hitting 7 straight. Edwin's hitting 5 in a row. Alonso 5 in a row. Cabrera's hitting 8 straight. Already talked about how hot Kipnis and Gomes have been for an extended period of time. You get that many guys all really clicking.
You know what the strange thing is, though? This team's still been hot or cold. You know, they've still seemed to have a big inning. Last night it was the biggest inning of the year, a 10-run inning.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen 9-run innings. And then we see where they go 16, 18 innings and score 1 run or 2 runs throughout the course of a game. It's hard to believe.
It is hard to understand why it goes so hot.
The consistency of them scoring 4 or 5, and, you know, the one thing that bothers me a little bit is when they do get an early lead, a lot of times they don't, and I don't want to say this because it doesn't necessarily mean it, that killer instinct where you have to add on at some point in time from a 1-0 game, or, you know, in the middle part of that game when the pitching's been very good. You've got to find ways to do that and get them in, and they've had stretches this year where hitting with runners in scoring position, they won a lot of games this year where they didn't even have a hit with a runner in scoring position.
Well, here tonight, they got a run on the first. They left 2 on in the second. They have 2 on again here in the third.
Game 1, when they got beat 2-1, they were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And that hit didn't get a runner home. And there, Alonso thought it was low. He thought he was going to walk. But now that was pretty much the same pitch there that was to Donaldson. So one time you get it, and this time you don't.
Runners go, 3-2 pitch, hit in the hole. That's going to get at least 1 home. Ramirez will score. Donaldson goes to third. So Yonder Alonso picks up his 83rd run batted in on the year.
And they do exactly what Kansas City did in the bottom half of last inning. That was a pitch elevated, and he likes the ball up, and they were really playing him to pull, and there was nobody, and I mean nobody, near that baseball. They had him to pull. They were deep, so a 2-out base hit. Cal Eldred's going to come out and have a talk with his pitcher. So it remains 1st and 3rd, and Alonso stays hot. Had another game to his hit streak.
Start dead batteries with NOCO.
Alrighty. Well, we have some time. Let me send out our birthday wishes. Mary Hickey is 98 from Norwalk. Happy birthday to her. And we have Marion Taylor turning 96 from North Ridgeville. Chuck Mason, 89 in Elyria. Zeke Howard is 72 from Ashland. Happy birthday to all you, and a happy 67th anniversary to Paul and Helen Firma of North Olmsted.
That seemed to be an odd mound visit right there.
And it was a long one at that.
I almost wondered, I got to thinking, is there something possibly wrong with Junis, and he was just out to check on him physically, because Cal Elder just sort of had a look like, are you okay? I don't know. He has had a lot of traffic. 2 hits in the first, 2 hits in the second, 2 hits now here in the third. Melky, line drive, base hit, right field, another run scores. Donaldson trots home, and the ball is misplayed. And that's going to send Alonso all the way to third. Well, 3-0 Cleveland. Melky's 2 for 2. All right, let's go back and look at the RBI single by Yonder Alonso. There's where he hits most of his ground balls, and they have nobody there. Nobody there. It's not technically a shift because the shortstop staying on the left side, which I don't understand.
Well, and then you throw a fastball up. You know, he didn't locate it. I would thought he might have went with the slider to try and get him to hit it on the ground, but it did look a little weird.
The Royals, who Rick told you have been one of the best defensive clubs in the league, have now committed an error in every single game in this series.
Yeah, that's right. That was a base hit. And now I don't see they have one on the board, but it certainly was because Alonso was able to go to third base.
Yeah, that was the error, was charged to Bonifacio for allowing Alonso to get to third. But they have not posted it to the scoreboard as of yet. Well, Yan Gomes, a single his first time up.
So a walk and a pair of singles after getting to 2 outs. So they retake the lead and answer that Kansas City run in the second.
More importantly, it's the ability to get the hit with the runner in scoring position that we were just talking about. The hits that have eluded them at times tonight. You get a couple of key ones, and
we've seen this team take off when they get a couple of 2-out base hits. It really does make everybody else relax, but not this time.
Gomes strikes out, 5 Ks for Junis. But he's given up 7 hits, and the Indians have a 3-1 lead. on this Saturday night. Hope you're enjoying your weekend wherever you may be tuning us in from tonight. The last 2 regular season games of the season. We'll call it a year tomorrow with a 3 o'clock Eastern time start. All the games around Major League Baseball start at the same time tomorrow, so that in the event of some of the tight races, you'll know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, nobody can mess with it. It's pretty much all said and done now. Because the Dodgers are in, Cardinals are out. It's just a matter of winning the divisions. And you know those 2 games, you know, between Colorado and Washington. Scherzer said he would pitch, and St. Louis and the Cubbies.
Now, if Milwaukee,
if they win tonight,
it's over, right?
They would clinch, yes.
Yeah.
The division.
Yeah. Milwaukee trying to run their win streak to 6 in a row.
No. Let me think about this.
Yeah, they'd be up 2. There's only 1 game left.
Oh, that's right there.
Because the Cubs lost today.
Yes, you got it. Yeah, the Dodgers are still 1 back of
the Rockies,
Colorado.
Yeah.
And they're playing now, I believe.
Corey Kluber misses outside, and we've got a full count for Adalberto Mondesi. Tried to bunt his first time up, popped it up to Kluber. And Mondesi draws a walk. The Kia drive to success tonight shows you that since Terry Francona took over as manager of the Indians, they have the best record in the American League during that time.
Yeah, 4th time they've been to the playoffs.
Alex Gordon may have gone. Yes, says Kerwin Danley. He agrees.
He hit a ball to left field his first time up, hit it, and chased Michael Brantley back to around the warning track. This guy at first base can run. We'll see if we get any action over there. Kluber paying attention.
You know, for Mondesi, last night was only the 5th time in 28 games in which he did not reach base. And with his speed, you don't want him getting on base, especially to lead off an inning like this. There he goes. Gordon swing and miss. Throw is.
It hit Gordon in the box.
Oh, yeah, it did. I hope Gomes is okay.
I don't know about his hand. Look at, he's looking down there at the thumb. Yeah, it opened him up, I think, with the helmet.
Oh, boy. I think interference was called on Gordon, maybe.
Well, he's entitled to the batter's box. He doesn't have to, if he's in the batter's box, Gomes picks his glove up, he's leaving, so he must have opened up.
Good.
No, he must have opened something up in his hand. Yeah, he's looking at the finger. So, he's done. He's going right into the trainer's room. Let's see. There's the swing, and he saw.
Oh, he hit him with the bat.
He sure did on the follow through.
And then I think Gomes on his follow through. See, he hits him. Oh, no, he didn't.
No, here comes, there it is. Oh. He hits the bat, the top of the bat. He might have caught the cup, and he saw, he knew it right then and there. It's gashed. So, oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
These are the kind of flukish things you just.
I don't know how that would be interference. And I mean, they're explaining this to Ned Yost. I'd love to hear that explanation. He was looking right down at it. It hits the bat, and then something. I don't know what happened to Gordon.
Well, the thing you got to wonder about is, you know, if that's a situation where he's going to need possibly stitches.
Yeah.
You know, how's that going to affect him? You know, hopefully.
Let's just wait and
You
see
got a
what
week
happens first.
You got less than a week. There's Roberto Perez. He's got his gear on and ready to go.
Now that they must have called Alex Gordon out because I don't think he only threw a couple of pitches to him, didn't he? That's what it has to be. I'm thinking batter's interference because it was an 0-2 count after that swing and miss.
Yeah, I don't see Gordon, so he's gone.
So that is batter's interference. I haven't seen that this year.
The putout will be credited to Gomes, who was put out of the game on the play. And we'll wait to see what his condition is. I know Andre will have an update just as soon as one becomes available. It didn't look good. Here's Hunter Dozier with 1 on and 1 out.
Yeah, batter's interference, so Mondesi had to go back. The batter was called out.
Runner goes, pitch out, throw down, and that one hopped in there. No chance. So Mondesi this time gets the stolen base.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you pick that time to take off? He's just coming into the game as Perez. They guessed right, but he's not loose. He's not, I don't know if he's into the game yet. He just came into it. So that'll be a stolen base. Second one of the night for Kansas City. Now, actually the third, but he's got 2 this inning.
He stole twice second, or he stole second twice. Hunter Dozier was called out on strikes his first time up.
This is where you got to keep him at second, and that's where Ramirez is keeping him very close. Yes,
He
he did.
tried to hold up, but he went around. Strike 1. Pop foul, right side, and that'll make its way into the seats. And Kluber's ahead. Dozier, 1 and 2. Ground ball right at Alonso, and he gets a big hop, takes it to the bag himself, 2 away. Mondesi moves to third.
Well, get your ticket to Indians postseason baseball. When you purchase 2019 season tickets, you'll receive access to potential 2018 postseason games at Progressive Field. Place your deposit today and secure your access at Indians.com.
Ryan O'Hearn takes the breaking ball for a strike. Remember, I told you before, O'Hearn, he was struck out on that pitch that starts at the left-handed batter's hip and then breaks over the inside corner. And there was the pitch that goes the other way.
Yeah, so he's already put a thought in his mind that, you know, from the very next pitch when he was saying, all right, then he comes back with that one again. And he went after it.
And it's 0-2. O'Hearn not happy with the call of Kerwin Danley, who shoots him a glare.
You're just looking for one straight. I don't know if you're going to get it tonight.
Swung on and missed. You talk about taking a guy to school. He's got Ryan O'Hearn talking to himself. 4 Ks for Kluber. 3-1 Indians after 3. Fourth inning, 3-1 Indians on top. Jason Kipnis will lead it off. And he promptly singles into right field. Indians get their leadoff man aboard, and that's their 8th hit in the game.
Well, he's given up 2 hits in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, and the leadoff single here. So they have, as you mentioned, had their share of base runners. 7 singles and the 1 double by Ramirez.
Francisco Lindor 0 for 2 tonight. Has grounded out, popped up on the infield, takes a pitch down low.
Very good. We got a little clarity on that batter's interference. You interfere when you make contact with a catcher with your bat, whether it touches his glove or his hand, and it did.
Fly ball, right field. In comes Bonifacio. 1 down. Michael Brantley singled and scored in the first inning. Michael has hit in 8 straight games. 13 hits in his last 32 at-bats. Missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kipnis at first with 1 out. He has stolen 7 out of 8 on the year. And Junis misfiring, falls behind 2-1. He's made 72 pitches already. 45 of those have been strikes. But the Indians have had a very good fundamental approach against him. This might be 2. Whit Merrifield had trouble getting it out of his glove. They still turn the double play. Midway through the 4th, it's Cleveland 3, Kansas City 1. Strawberries, a little fruit, chocolate.
Look at that. That's a magic touch.
Oh, no white chocolate, though.
Oh, but they're putting on the dark chocolate now. There you go.
Hey, we're going to wrap it up tomorrow. Final telecast of the year. Cookie Carrasco backed up by Trevor Bauer. Our coverage begins at 2:30 with Indians Live. First pitch at 3 right here on Sports Time Ohio. And also streaming on Fox Sports Go. Jorge Bonifacio will lead off for Kansas City here. Bottom of the 4th inning, he singled and scored their only run in the 2nd. His single was a ground ball between 3rd and short. Donaldson cut it off, but spun around and tried to throw him out, and his throw was wide of the bag. But Jorge Bonifacio says, I'll take it, man. Just his 3rd hit in his last 28 at bats.
Yeah, he's 5 for 9 in his career, though, against Kluber. Believe it or not. And yeah, when they scored in that inning, you know, the Escobar hit, then the little flare, it was not many balls hit hard that inning. They were able to get on the board.
Three and 1. And Kluber with a rare walk. It's only his 33rd walk in 213 innings pitched this year. Here's our stat of the game, brought to you by Buick. And there's Cy Young candidates: Blake Snell 21-5, Corey Kluber 20-7. Justin Verlander doesn't have the wins, but a very impressive 290 strikeouts.
And those two guys are all updated. They pitched today and they're out of the game, and Kluber's is going into today until he finishes.
Career high in strikeouts for Verlander.
For Blake Snell, was under 200 innings. Do you hold that against him at all in any way, shape, or form?
Well, you like to see the innings, but I don't think it takes away. How many did he have for the year? I didn't see.
It was
those.
one. They didn't have it up there, but I want to say he was at 194, 190.
That's fine.
Right around there.
I mean, 200 is not the magic number. It's getting lower and lower every year. He had 180 and 2/3. 180 and 2/3. Yeah, he missed some time.
No, to answer your question, for me, no, he qualifies. That's all that matters.
Right.
I think the fact that he leads the league in ERA and wins, he
ERA's right there. I mean, it's really low.
leads the league in ERA.
Yeah.
He's under 2.
I think it's going to be hard not to give it to him, but I say Verlander's year in the strikeouts, just the comeback that he's had where he's been after the last couple of years is amazing.
It is pretty impressive, no question about it.
Well, we're going to find out.
Swinging a foul.
Well, the fun thing is listening to the talking heads talk about Kluber and say it's a down year and because he doesn't have the strikeouts that he had in the past. It's just funny the numbers that come up, but he's got 20 wins and he's carried this roster. He's carried this rotation.
Yeah, every year's different. You can't. I mean, to say he's having a down year is just utterly ridiculous. Swing and a miss. Tell that to the Kansas City hitters tonight. That's his 5th strikeout.
I agree with you. The other thing I would say about Kluber is, to me, it's almost because people have tried to hit him early in the count. It's been fun to watch him kind of do it a little bit differently this year and get deeper into games and take advantage of people being more aggressive against him.
Yeah, I think the strikeouts are overrated a little bit because everybody's swinging for the fences and they get their launch angle or whatever you want to call it. And there's more strikeouts going to be this year than hits allowed for the first time ever. So, you know, I'd love to see go out there and get outs on 3 pitches or less. It gets you deeper into the ball game. It's more important for your team to have you in there, and it takes pressure off your bullpen.
I mean, the strikeout numbers are impressive. I mean, you see a guy get to 300 strikeouts. That's rare.
Right.
And Verlander at this stage in his career punches out 290.
Right.
But I think you're right. I mean, look, we are seeing strikeout numbers just explode
every year.
After year.
It gets bigger and bigger every year. And the White Sox, they lead the world in strikeouts. Last year was the Milwaukee Brewers. So, you know, I don't think that's the end-all be-all because you have the most strikeouts. I like it. When any pitcher needs a strikeout at a point in time in the game and he gets it when there's that man on third and less than 2 outs and he can go after it and get it, that's when I like to see it.
Mabry's Villarreal. He is just 21 years old. And he's got his 2nd hit of the night off a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. And he has wasted no time.
No. He wants to get after it and wants to swing the bat, and you can't blame him. But he got on top of a high fastball. It was tailing away from him. Right back up the middle, so that inning will continue. He is now 2 for 2. He's going to say, man, I got 2 hits off Cy Young. He won't forget it.
And I think it's on 2 pitches. 3 pitches. 3 pitches is all he's seen tonight.
There you go. You're at the bottom part of the lineup. Corey's not going to mess around. He's going to throw you strikes. Get after it.
44 out of 60 strikes for Corey Kluber. And he gets ahead of him 1-2. Right field, right at Melky. Oh! He misplayed it a bit and then could not recover, and the Royals are going to get 2 runs out of it.
Yeah, he played that into a double. He was tricked. It was a line drive. If he did not move, he would have been fine. He breaks in a couple steps, and he can't make the adjustment. And I'm sure they're going to give him a hit. He's looking for hits. He's the league leader in hits, but that's a misplayed line drive, and they have a tie game now at 3. So a little shaky defense. You can see how you get fooled on that ball. It's right at him, but he made the mistake of breaking in and couldn't recover as the ball gets over his head.
So we've got a tie ball game now, 3-all here in the 4th. Mondesi fouled that ball off of his right leg, and it rolled all the way to third base. Or was it his left leg?
Well, let me take a look and you'll see.
Oh, it's off his back leg.
Holy
How in the
smokes.
world?
I don't know.
He hit that off his back knee. Wow. Diving stop by Ramirez. Can't get him. Here comes the runner home. He's safe.
No, he's out at first. He's out at first.
They called him out?
Yeah, he was out at first base. They're going to sit and see if he was safe. He went head first. Ramirez came up and made a tremendous throw. He made a catch that ball was by him. And then Alonso just continued to throw, not thinking about what the call was at first base, which you should do, although Perez didn't catch the ball, so it was down. So he may be out. He was out on a great play.
Well, the Royals are going to challenge it. I think he sure seemed safe to me. I didn't realize he called him out because I was just going off the fact that it looked like he beat the play. But let's take another look here. What do we have?
Well, he's going head first, and you can see he's flying down the line.
Oh, man, that's
a lot closer than you think, huh? And then Alonso just throws to home. I'll tell you, that was really close.
I tell you, on that angle, I think it looked like he did get him.
See, that hand is not on the base yet. It's still up. That's going to be awfully close. I saw the umpire ring him up, but I liked what I saw when I saw Alonso throwing the ball to home plate. And I'm not so sure Perez didn't see the same thing. That's why he didn't catch the ball.
All right. tonight, I'm going to tell you, he is going to be, oh man, I think he might be safe.
Okay. We'll see.
But it also comes, this is one of those deals where it gets down to, is this conclusive enough to overturn it? See, that looks like the hand might be on the base before, but I don't know that, I don't think it's conclusive. I think it stands. And the call in the field was out, and that's exactly what they get. So the call stands, and we stay tied at 3 after 4 innings of play here in Kansas City. The perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. Buy Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And buy your Chevy Network dealers. Visit ClickChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. 3-3 game as we go to the 5th. And the Indians will have Jose Ramirez leading it off. Royals go into a 3-man shift to the right side of the infield, though already twice tonight Ramirez has shown that he is taking the ball the other way. He singled through the left side of the infield in the first, and then he doubled down the left field line in the third.
And what was that first pitch? First 2 pitches were on the inner part of the plate. So, you know, that's what I tell you. When you take those pitches up and out over the strike zone the other way, pitchers have to change their pattern.
Right back to him, 1 away. Let's go back to Cleveland for a game break with Al Pawlowski. Yeah, if that score should hold, then you would go into the final game of the season in a dead heat in the NL West.
Yeah, well, the Rockies, they hit last in that ballpark, so that's
that's a long way to go.
That's a long way to go, and that's a good thing for them.
Edwin fouling it off. Swing and a miss, strikes him out. That's 5 Ks for Kunis. 2 down here in the 5th.
He has a very good slider working tonight. has some depth to it, and that's been an excellent pitch for him.
Josh Donaldson takes ball 1. Milwaukee leads Detroit 5-4. They're in the 5th inning. Cubs have already lost. If the Brewers win,
oh, and you know, boy,
then that would be a dead heat as well going into the last game.
you know, in Cheeseland over there, they know the Cubs already lost. If they win, then they clinch, and they're no longer a wild card. They would love that.
Pitch is low and away. And there's a fly ball. Right field, racing in. Bonifacio makes the catch. So the Indians go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 3. (3-3) ball game, bottom of the 5th inning, and it will be Gordon Dozier, and O'Hearn for the Royals against Corey Kluber. It was Gordon's last at bat that cost the Indians Yan Gomes, and still waiting to hear on his condition. He left the game after his throwing hand made contact with Gordon's bat on a throw down to second base. And Gomes was bleeding rather profusely from his right thumb.
Still no word on Gomes yet.
I mean, that can't be good.
No.
I mean, it started bleeding almost immediately.
He knew it as soon as he threw the ball, because you could see him looking through his mask down at his hand.
Yeah. Gordon goes down swinging. That's a half dozen Ks for Kluber. 1 down in the 5th.
I mean, just watch his reaction as soon as he throws.
Oh.
Look at him. He's looking at that finger with his mask on. He knew it. There it is. It clips the end of the bat, and it's between that first and second finger. And now watch him just look at it. He knew it, and now he sees it's bleeding. He can't believe it. He'll go back and pick up his glove and leave the field. That's terrible.
Hunter Dozier almost got decked.
Well, you better not lean for that slider away because you may get the two-seam fastball in, and that's what happened.
He missed that by 1.5 feet.
Well, the one thing these young Royal hitters, they're getting an opportunity to see a guy that they're going to face a lot because he's in the division. And I'll tell you what, they've come up and they put a pretty good display on today, although some of the hits were gift hits and infield hits and things like that. But they have 7 hits off Corey Kluber.
Mid-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Yonder Alonso with an RBI single in the third. Gave the Indians a 2-1 lead. Then Melky Cabrera made it 3-1. Back-to-back RBI singles with 2 outs. But the Royals responded in the 4th inning on a goofy play. It looked like a routine fly ball, but Melky Cabrera ran in a little too far, could not recover, and Kansas City got 2 runs on the play. Ryan O'Hearn has already struck out twice tonight. He tried to check his swing. That didn't work. And Kluber is ahead of him.
Yeah, he has tied O'Hearn into knots in his first 2 at-bats so far. He doesn't know which way to go or when to pull the trigger. That's the first one he's been able to lay off. And he's enjoyed hitting at his home park this year. Hitting .299, 20 for what, 67 coming into the game, 14 runs, 12 extra base hits, 15 ribbies in his 20 games. But right now he's getting schooled.
Back out of play. Sky high pop, first base, foul territory. Alonso puts it away, and there are 2 down. Well, we're on the countdown to face-off for the Columbus Blue Jackets opener, October the 4th. That'll be in the Motor City against the Detroit Red Wings. It's 5 days till the first game of the hockey season on Fox Sports Ohio. And the Blue Jackets tonight are in action. Exhibition game against the Chicago Blackhawks after 1 period of play. It's the Blackhawks 2 and the Blue Jackets nothing. Two down for Jorge Bonifacio. He singled and scored in the second, walked and scored in the fourth, and lines one to left where Michael Brantley makes the catch. 5 complete, 3-3 game in KC.
Today's Tribe Rewards code is OUTFIELD. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Yonder Alonso leading off the 6th inning for Cleveland. He had an RBI single his last time up. Alonso has hit in 6 straight games. Jacob Junis. He had given up 3 runs on 7 hits in the first 3 innings of this game, but after the leadoff hit by Jason Kipnis in the 4th, he has locked it down since.
Nice breaking ball. He's used that very well tonight. That's been his go-to pitch, his swing and miss pitch, getting lefties to swing over the top, down and in. Just barely got a piece of it to stay alive.
Just got a piece of that one to stay alive again.
Yeah, his 4th start of the year against the Indians and his 5th in his career.
Boy, that was close. A bit low, full count.
Well, one time he called it a ball with Donaldson, and one time he called it a strike against Alonso. This time it was a ball. So, you know, that's a pitch that he hasn't been able to get. If you get it consistently, then you're going to get hitters that able to swing the bat at it. But boy, if that ball's down there, you hope he calls it a ball. If you got 2 strikes and you take that pitch.
Another foul ball by Alonso.
Alonso had a base hit in his last at-bat to drive in a run with 2 outs, but he got the fastball up. And now you see where Mondesi's playing. That's where he hit the ball. In his last at-bat, he was on the other side of shortstop. We showed you the percentages where Alonso hits it. There, that time he was able to pull it and hit it right into the strength of their defense.
All right, now in the 3rd inning, the Indians had guys on base, and I'm assuming that's why he was positioned where he was.
But I disagree. I mean, if you still got to get over there. You know, I think that was a mistake on Kansas City's part, not being over there, even though there was a guy on first base. But sometimes the shift works, and sometimes it doesn't, and that time it did not.
Melky Cabrera is 2 for 2. An RBI single his last time up. And that breaking ball.
Yeah, he's going to want to get another base hit here because he let in a couple of runs there for Kansas City in the 4th on a line drive that he broke in on.
Well, he should have tried to shoot one into left field, but it hangs up for Gordon. 2 away. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. David Wright last night played his first game since May 27th of 2016. And he grounded out as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, worked so hard to get back and just have one more time so his young kids can see him play. His career will be over.
Roberto Perez, his first at bat tonight. He came on after Yan Gomes sliced his finger off the end of that bat in the 3rd inning. Actually, yeah. In the bottom of the 3rd inning. 66% of the pitches for Junis tonight have been strikes. That one was not. KC bullpen is quiet. And why not? Junis has retired 8 straight, 3rd time through the order now. I'm sorry, 8 straight, 7 straight. Now it's 8 straight. And we are still tied at 3, middle of the 6th. They brought in entertainers for the fans in between innings.
He's here every night, season ticket holder, and gets up and dances to that song center field.
Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. Andrew Miller coming on to pitch here in the 6th inning. So Corey Kluber will not get a chance to win his 21st game of the year. And that's a shame because he pitched well enough to have only allowed 1 run in this game.
Yeah, well, you're right. The infield hits, a few things that happened behind the scenes, allowed the 3 runs, but his regular season is over, and it's time now for the bullpen to get their work. And Andrew Miller, the first man out.
Andre reported earlier that the Indians would like to get Miller, Brad Hand, Cody Allen, and potentially Oliver Perez all into this game tonight, because they're hopeful that tomorrow it'll just be Carlos Carrasco and then Trevor Bauer. and they won't have to use the bullpen. Oh, there's a Indians head athletic trainer James Quinlan talking to Terry Francona, assuming that he's telling him what the situation is with Yan Gomes. And so hopefully we'll hear something in the near future. Brian Goodwin's having a rough night. He's 0 for 3 and has struck out all 3 times.
Matt, as you talk about the pitchers and how they're going to get used over tonight and tomorrow, the other thing, I know Tito mentioned to the media about a week ago that he'd like to have an inter-squad game on Tuesday just with all the days off and to get some of the pitchers some throws in over before they go to Houston on Friday. What they're going to do on Tuesday, they can't open it up to fans like Tito originally wanted to. They're going to have an inter-squad game. He's going to have his regular 9 play, basically the guys that are the backups. They're going to play about 6 or 7 innings on Tuesday at Progressive Field. They'll have workers there. They'll have different people there to try to make it like it's a real game, but he just wants everybody to get a couple swings in and get the pitchers that need work in. And he also said that I have to be there and get stuff thrown at me because he wants it as normal as usual.
Well, have fun, Andre.
Well, I was going to bring you with me.
No, I'm off that day.
What is it? Did Cookie?
I don't. Yeah.
Did he break an egg on your head?
He broke an egg on my head.
What is wrong with him?
He's apologized and said there'll be a check in the mail, and I told him I'm holding him against it. I won't tell you what some of the coaches told me I could do to him when the World Series is over.
You didn't accept the apology, did you?
I have not accepted at this point.
Here we go.
And of course, we have to show it.
Oh, look at the look on your face. Like, what
Yeah.
just happened?
That was almost the time where I packed it up and went back to the hotel.
I would have. I think I would have. That would have been it. 1-2 pitch and a line drive base hit in a left field. And Alcides Escobar is aboard with 1 out, his 2nd hit of the night.
Escobar is going to pick on the slider right here and turn on it and hit it to left field. So Kansas City now with 8 hits. Both teams 3 runs and 8 hits. Kansas City has made an error. The Indians have not.
Mabry's Villarreal was 2 for 2 against Corey Kluber with an RBI and a run scored.
We'll see how the kid from A-ball fares against a left-hander, a tough one at that. We said that was his. He's going to go up and start hacking.
I don't know how these rankings are done, but before the year, Mabry's Villarreal was named the 17th best prospect by MLB.com.
Okay.
And he went from A-ball to the big leagues.
Well, I'll tell you, he had a great first game when he came to the big leagues too, but how many kids through an organization jump from A-ball to the big leagues in 1 year? You can count them probably on one hand.
Well, he's only the 6th ever here, and the others, Buck Martinez, our buddy Buck, did it in 1969.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Jeff Granger in
Look at
1993.
this kid put up not a bad at bat there.
2 down. Mike Sweeney in 1995. We remember him. D. Brown in 99 and Donnie Murphy in 04. So they've had a few.
Well, the biggest name on that list you mentioned was Mike Sweeney.
Yeah. What was I know it wasn't with the Indians. It was with Texas, but didn't Grover go, Mike Hargrove, Double-A to the big leagues? I think he leapfrogged an entire
He very well
level.
could have. I remember he was Rookie of the Year in 1974. I don't know what level he came from.
There are 2 down, but Whit Merrifield, a tough out at the plate. He's 2 for 3, though his last hit should have been an out.
Well, it should have been, and I'm sure he got a base hit because he's fighting for leading the league in hits as far as a Kansas City Royal, and the ball should have been caught by Melky Cabrera, but it was not. It was just an error in judgment, but a hit and 2 RBIs for him.
turn that around in a hurry. 2-1. Looks like it's going to be a battle of bullpens the rest of the way. Jacob Junis over 100 pitches for Kansas City, and they've got a left-hander up in their pen. I think that's Tim Hill.
It looks like it, yes.
3-1. Boy, that was close. Didn't get the call. Ball 4. Andrew Miller's coming in to talk to Roberto, but I think more importantly, I wants the umpire to know, hey, I think that could have been a strike. This was the fourth inning play we were referring to. This is why the game is tied. It was 3-1. Should have been the end of the inning.
Yeah, Milky broke in on the ball, and then finally he couldn't retreat in time, but by the time he jumps up, it goes off the end of the glove. I mean, because of the first couple of steps in that situation, he put himself between a rock and a hard place, and it was a tough catch. And I'm sure that's why he got the base hit, but it was a mistake.
By the way, Murph says Grover went A-ball to the big leagues, so he's on that list as well. That is clobbered, hit a ton and gone. Adalberto Mondesi, his 14th home run of the year, and that is a big one. A 2-out, 3-run homer off Andrew Miller. And for Mondesi, I wanted to check, as a right-handed hitter, that's his 5th home run. He's hit 9 from the other side of the plate, so he's got power from both sides of the dish, and that was crushed.
Well, his 14th home run, and he sure did. He didn't get the ball in where he wanted to, and this is a big ball yard, and it goes a long way. So Kansas City takes the lead 6-3. Remember, he hit a ball off his back leg today off Corey Kluber in his last at-bat, but they get the first home run.
Dan Otero getting up as Miller almost hit Gordon. Zips one wide of the mark, 2-2. And a foul back. It's been a lengthy inning now for Andrew Miller. As you see there, 26 pitches made. That's why Otero's up, because I'm sure Tito, he might be thinking to himself, this is it. If he doesn't get Gordon, I'm going to go get Otero.
I think you're right. And he's not going to. Yeah, he's going to go get him. Absolutely right.
This was not the plan.
Third hit in the inning. Well, he's talking to Carl right now, and Carl's going to go talk to himself.
Pause right now for a word from Circle K.
Polar Pop. Polar Pop Cup, just 79 cents every day, only at Circle K.
Well, Carl Willis going out to talk with Andrew Miller, who's visibly frustrated out there tonight.
Well, he doesn't look as sharp as he did, a few times ago.
Well, he knows
Slider
it's his
looks
last
flat.
outing of the year, and you want to finish with something good and positive happening.
No doubt, no doubt. But the slider's been a little flat. Kansas City has been playing great baseball at their park. Since August 16th, they have a .778 winning percentage here at home. 14, they've gone 14-4.
Just beyond the reach of Donaldson. And the hits just keep coming for Kansas City here in this 6th inning.
4 hits in the inning, including a walk. And he's going to get one more chance at a left-hander here. So either one way or the other. He's either going to get this left-hander or he'll be out of the game. There's looked like a fastball right there, inner part of the plate. And Dozier turned on it. So 3 consecutive hits now. After the 2-out walk to Merrifield. And now Kansas City has 11 hits on the night.
That 2-0. And I wonder how many times that O'Hearn has done that tonight.
Well, between Kluber and them, a lot.
Every at bat.
He's thinking he's getting a 2-0 fastball, and he's trying to start, and then he sees the break. He's going to learn that you may not see fastballs up here at 2-0 once in a while, but if you prove you can hit, you won't.
Dumps one in. This is unbelievable. Coming around to score is Alex Gordon. On his way to third is Dozier. 4 straight hits in the 6th. 5 in all. And that is going to be it for Andrew Miller. It's now 7-3 Kansas City.
Not the way you want to end your season on. Not the note, boy, right there. He's got to be a little disappointed. No question about it.
So we've got a timeout. Dan Otero coming on when we come back. Bonifacio as Dan Otero is summoned from the bullpen to try to get the Indians out of this inning, which has spiraled out of control in a hurry. Andrew Miller came on, struck out the first hitter he faced, Brian Goodwin. And Alcides Escobar singled to left. Then he got Maybreeze Villarreal on a fly ball to left. So there was 2 outs and a runner at first base. And then, boy, did he lose it in a heartbeat. He walked Whit Merrifield. Adalberto Mondesi hit a 3-run homer. And then back-to-back-to-back singles ended the night for Andrew Miller. The 1-1, line to short, caught, hitting over. Adalberto Mondesi with the biggest hit of the night, a 3-run jack. 7-3 Kansas City. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Statue of former Royals skipper Dick Hauser. Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City, and the Royals have opened up a 7-3 lead. They'll go to their bullpen now as left-hander Tim Hill comes in to pitch the 7th inning. Jacob Junis went 6. He's in line for his 9th win of the year if they can hold on. He gave up 3 runs on 8 hits.
Yeah, they had opportunities today. They left 5 stranded, but he settled in.
No balls, 2 strikes to count on Kipnis. Ground ball, left side, cut off by Escobar, and Dozier with a stretch. He's able to keep his foot on the bag, says first base on Bruce Dreckman.
They'll look at it quickly. It looked like he might have been able to drag that foot off, but Sandy didn't say anything, so he sees everything over there. Yeah, I guess he kept it on right when he caught it. It came off in a hurry, I'll tell you. That was close. They say no, they're not going to challenge.
One down for Francisco Lindor, who is 0 for 3 on the night. Skied to right. Bonifacio calling for it, and 2 down.
Well, never too early to start making your travel plans to go out to spring training. Yeah, the 2019 season in Goodyear, Arizona. Have a great time. They've got a lot of packages to choose from. For more information, start planning your trip. Go to Indians.com, or you can call 623-882-3130.
Michael Brantley takes a look at a fastball for a strike. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored tonight. Called a strike, borderline at best. Fastball was too far off the plate.
Well, he was trying to start walking into the dugout. He thought he threw a strike.
Michael Brantley has hit in the last 8 games. And that's inside, almost hit him. 2-2. Washington still beating Colorado 5-1, 4th inning in Denver. Pop to left. The Indians go in order. Stretch time in KC. 7-3 Royals. He's got the bottom third of the Royals order due up. 70th appearance of the year for Cody. And the importance for this is that he's pitching in back-to-back games, back-to-back days. Whole new slate of defenders: Barnes, Allen, Cabrera in the outfield. And on the infield, it's Donaldson, Rosales, Ramirez, and Alonso. Perez behind the plate. So not a completely different look, but
well, they got center, short, and left out of there, and a new pitcher.
Brian Goodwin has been to bat 3 times tonight and has struck out all 3 times. And that's significant because coming into tonight's game in his new home, Kauffman Stadium, he was batting .325. Two balls and a strike.
Got the fastball over and then tried 2 breaking balls and missed with them both times. That's what he could not do last night, was command the breaking ball.
Smashed by Alonso. And the Royals have their leadoff man aboard. Goodwin's going to go for 2. Cabrera's throw is, wow, that was close. And he is barely in there safely with a leadoff double. Good throw by Cabrera.
It was a good throw, but he hustled all the way. Milky had to go to the backhand side, and even though he's a left-handed thrower, it sort of benefited him, but Goodwin did not stop. You make a good throw. It's a nice tag, but Goodwin, flat out good hustle.
See, he was kind of gliding there for a minute, and then almost like he changed his mind. He went from, I got a hit, to, I'm going to go for 2.
Sometimes that outfielder, though, when he sees you rounding and you may slow up a little bit, he goes to put his head down to get the ball, and you kick it back in gear.
Alcides Escobar, 2 hits tonight and a run scored. Tigers and Brewers all tied at 5 in the 6th. The Cubs lost earlier, so Milwaukee can move into a first-place tie with the Chicago in the NL Central with a win. If they lose, they go into the last game of the season a game out of first. One-two pitch. Off the end of the bat. That's going to drop in. Coming around third. Goodwin will score. (8-3) Kansas City.
And this is a guy that hits the ball where it's pitched. Look, that's not a bad pitch, down and away, but he just goes that way. Slapped it to right, gets the base hit, gets the RBI. Kansas City now with 14 hits on the night, and they have done a number in the last 2 innings. They had 5 hits last inning off Andrew Miller, and the first 2 guys coming to the plate have 2 hits off Cody Allen.
down low, ball one.
That's going to fall.
Man, this is unbelievable. It has been one dink hit after another.
Well, that happens sometimes. This kid's going good. He's 3 for 4. It made a pitch inside. He just fights it off and muscles it over. No one's going to get there. That's the kind of night it's gone, or it has been for Kansas City offensively tonight. They've had some hits just out of reach, and it's been one of those evenings. Fans are having fun. It's Fan Appreciation Day. Indians pitchers aren't having a whole lot of fun, I'll tell you that. Carl Willis had to make a trip to the mound, and I think it's Perez that's getting loose in the Indians bullpen.
Yep,
he's going to get some work. They'll have time to get everybody in that bullpen work tonight the way this is going.
Not exactly what they had in mind, but Whit Merrifield, the batter, he has 2 hits on the night. He has walked, he has scored a run, and he has stolen 2 bases.
And he has now 191 hits on the season, so it looks like he's going to lead the league in hits. Trying to see who is behind him now. J.D. Martinez went into today with 186 hits. So Merrifield was 3 ahead of him going into the day, and he has 2 more now, so I'm going to check and see what J.D. Martinez did today.
Merrifield with his worst swing of the series. He was completely baffled by that pitch, and it's 0-2. Strikes him out. Good pitching by Cody there. Gets the first out of the inning. And that's going to be it for Cody Allen. Well, that was the plan. Cody wanted, or Tito wanted to get him into back-to-back games, back-to-back days. So he accomplished that. As I said, not like it didn't really go according to plan with the 3 straight hits, but what he wanted to get accomplished is done, and now Oliver Perez will be next. where Cody Allen worked 1/3 of an inning, struck out Whit Merrifield, but he also gave up 3 hits. 2 of them truly were just flares that fell in. He did give up a solid hit to Brian Goodwin. Now Oliver Perez facing Adalberto Mondesi, who hit a 3-run homer off Andrew Miller his last time up. And the pitch is down and in, 1-0. And this will be Roberto Perez. 2 away. Our Miller Lite hold true moment. Well, Corey Kluber's final tune-up went well. He struck out a half-dozen Kansas City batters in his 5 innings of work.
First 3 were on that 2-seam fastball, elevated a 4-seamer there, and there's that little cutter. That's the only one. He 1 strikeout on the cutter. The other 5 coming on that little 2-seam.
His final line, if you look at it, you'll think, well, that doesn't look so great.
Pitch much better than what the line
But
looks
the
like.
3
You're right.
runs, 2 of those really tainted because of that play in the 4th inning. All in all, it was a good final start for him. And now he'll get ready to start game 1 of that division series against the Astros down in Houston, which is going to be a week from yesterday. Games 1 and 2 will be at Minute Maid Park in Houston, and then come back to Cleveland. Ground ball up the middle and through. Gordon drives home another. It's 9-3 Kansas City.
Well, Gordon stayed on the breaking ball right there and got a little too much of the plate. Perez wanted to get out of that inning and keep those runners stranded, but he was looking for the breaking ball. He gets it, gets into the outfield. They add on. It's a 9-3 game with 16 hits on the board.
Hunter Dozier taking a strike. Right field, near the line, a long run for Melky. He's there, makes the catch, inning over. 7 complete, 9-3 Royals. Al and Jensen, and these are nights when I feel for Al and Jensen, because you've got a show to do, and your show is to analyze what happened. But to Jensen's point, Rick, I mean, these games right here do have a bit of a spring training feel, in that there's nothing at stake. You're trying to get your work in. Sure, you're competing. You want to win, but it's just not the adrenaline rush. The surge.
Well, the thing of it
there.
is, well, it's not there, but that goes to show you, if it's not there, what can happen.
Jose Ramirez with a long drive to deep right center, and that's gone. Home run number 39 for Ramirez.
That's a good sign.
That's a great sign. He's had 3 hits tonight. The first 2, he went oppo. This time, he just plugged the gap in right center field and drove it out of here.
Yeah, and the first one was like a hit and run going to left field. The second was a double going down the line to left field. And this time he ends up pulling a ball into right center field. When's the last time you seen him hit a ball like that going to right center field? And that ball was out over the plate a little bit, outer part of the plate.
I haven't seen him hit a home run in a long time. September 12th, when we were down in Tampa, he hit one out off Blake Snell.
Yeah, the only hit in the ball game there.
That was his last home run.
Well, I like it. 3 hits for him tonight.
That's a great sign, as you said. I mean, he's been too important a figure for this team all season long to go south at the end, and hopefully that's something that'll carry over with him. Edwin Encarnacion 0 for 2, drove in a run on the first with a sac fly. Strike 3 call. 1 away. T-Mobile, built for baseball. Let's take a look at Jose Ramirez, Arch.
Well, Brantley was off and running on his first hit, and look at, he just stayed on it, and they found the hole between short and third. This time, another ball down the line. So now you figure, okay, you'll get yourself some pitches in, but that home run, he got a pitch out over the plate, and he just put a good swing on it. So that maybe slowed his body down a little bit going the other way early in the game. But I think he needed something like that just for his own mental approach. You know, to have a day like that, it feels good. Unfortunately, you know, they've given up 9. But it goes to show you, you know, we talked about Miller and Allen. When you're going out just to get work in, this is a Kansas City team. They don't care. They've already lost 105 games. They're out there. It doesn't matter. They've got nothing to lose. And, you know, they get a couple hits and they just keep on rolling, and everything's going their way tonight. And games like that happen.
Tito had this conversation before the game, saying it's not optimal and how he's had to use those guys in the bullpen, and he's sick of managing the way they've had to manage. He says, but this is the necessary evil.
Yeah.
But he says that, you know, they've got to get the work in, and that's what he told Cody last night when he took him out. This is something that they have to go through right now to get ready for next week. But he's not happy. He wasn't happy before the game. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun after.
Oh, no, he won't be very happy at all. But now Donaldson, he connected with, they just gave him a little time off. That had him on the back of the hand on the follow through. Knocked the ball right out of the glove.
Tied him up, struck him out.
Pretty good pitch right there, running it inside on him.
2 away.
He threw it right where he called it. They wanted inside. Watch the run going in on the plate, and he couldn't get his arms extended. Really tied him up on a very good pitch.
Over in the National League tonight, a couple of key games going on. If Milwaukee wins, they move into a tie in the NL Central with 1 game to play with the Cubs. And Milwaukee just won ahead of the Tigers 6-5. Christian Yelich's second home run of the night. He is now tied for the league lead in homers.
He's leading the league.
Leads the league in batting average. And he's 2 RBIs behind Javi Baez for the RBI title. Unless Baez did anything.
No,
they
only
got 1 run though.
They got 1 run today, so I don't think he was a part of it.
It's getting interesting. And out in the West, told you before, the Dodgers won earlier today. And so Colorado, if they don't win, it'll be all tied in the West going into tomorrow. And the Rockies are having a tough time with Washington. They still trail that game. I'll give you an updated score here in a second. It is now 6-1 Washington in the 5th in Denver. So we could have 2 dead heats going into the last game of the season with the potential then
of playoff
for playoff games.
Right.
Low 3-1. I think you mentioned this earlier, but it is sort of a sign of the times, the modern baseball today. The Yankees set the all-time single-season home run record, and the White Sox set the all-time single-season strikeout record.
And the White Sox, you know, they were playing pretty well there for a while. You know, if they don't win tomorrow, then they can lose 100 games.
Out of play down the left side.
1 out of their last, I think, 5 or 6. They're getting beat again tonight, so that'll be 99. They're 62, and they'll be 99, so that could be 100 tomorrow. And they had Carlos Rodon on the mound today. He gave up 8 in an inning, in the first inning. So yeah, the strikeouts it's contagious.
3-2 pitch. And Alonso draws a walk with 2 outs to keep the inning alive. That'll bring up Melky Cabrera, who has 2 hits and a run batted in. Swing and a foul back. Boy, you know, I just was thinking about how that's a worst case scenario potentially for somebody in the National League. Think about that. If you finish tied, then you have to do the playoff game.
Yeah.
If you lose that playoff game, then you're the wild card. So
you got to play.
You're talking about back-to-back must-win games in the postseason, and by the time if you were lucky enough to advance,
yeah, you go through your pitching staff.
Your pitching might be already in a tough spot.
It would be fried, no doubt.
Here's the 1-2, and Melky pops it up. Indians get a run back on the homer by Jose Ramirez, his 39th of the year, but it's 9-4 Kansas City. Jason Kipnis has been on a tear since August 26th. He went 1 for 3 tonight. And Corey Kluber finishing strong, went 5 innings. Again, don't worry about the runs. He really only gave up 1 tonight. Finishes 20-7 with an ERA under 3, 200+ innings and strikeouts. Another outstanding season for Kluber. Cy Young worthy, but probably not likely. Brad Hand on to pitch the bottom of the 8th with Kansas City on top 9-4. He's got O'Hearn, Bonifacio, Goodwin due up for KC. And O'Hearn takes a strike. Rajay Davis is now in left field. Barnes goes to right. Yandy Diaz is now in at third base. Good pitch. Kind of had him locked up, buckled him a little bit.
Yeah, when his slider's on, that's a nasty pitch. O'Hearn had a tough night going until his last at bat where he mixed in a hit. Got a base hit off Miller and drove in a run.
Popped him up. Rosales, the shortstop, backpedaling, and he's there. 1 down. Pat O'Brien, Chevrolet play of the game. Boom. Adalberto Mondesi, 3-run homer in the 6th. That took us from a 3-3 game to a 6-3 game with 1 swing of the bat.
Yeah, and then they added on another one in that inning. And once again, you know, this game got a little bit out of control once the bullpen arrived.
Out of play, right side. Jorge Bonifacio, a single, a walk, 2 runs scored tonight. My goodness. We thought we got some really good information there. It turns out it was old. It was old news.
Yeah, we got some great info.
Oh boy. It's game 161, baby.
I'm checking out tomorrow.
Here's the 1-1 from Brad Hand. Nine runs, 16 hits for Kansas City tonight. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Indians. But they piled up 5 of those. Well, actually, 9 of their 16 hits came in the 6th and 7th inning.
Yeah, yes, it did.
Last night it was Kansas City's bullpen that imploded and led to the Indians blowing them out. Tonight it was the opposite.
Yeah, it was a 10-run 7th inning. A lot of offense from that 7th inning on in last night's game by both sides.
Two-two pitch. Up and away. Full count. And a walk. So 1 on, 1 out. And the batter is Brian Goodwin. 3 strikeouts tonight for Goodwin. He did double in scores last time up.
Yeah, he started the 7th inning off with a double. Came around to score.
Dan Otero faced 1 batter in the 6th inning, Jorge Bonifacio, and he got him to hit a line drive to short to end that inning. But every other pitcher tonight, in particular the guys coming out of the bullpen, it has been a rough go. Oliver Perez did not give up a run, but he did give up a hit that allowed an inherited runner to score in his 2/3 of an inning in the 7th. Brad Hand ready with the 2-1. Goodwin pops it foul back. Now the 2-2. And that's low. Full count.
Well, he's thrown more balls than he has strikes out of the 15 pitches. 8 balls, 7 strikes. I don't know what was in the water out there today in the bullpen.
Here's a payoff pitch. Wow. Back-to-back walks.
Well, there you can see the balls to strikes ratio not very good. City now getting to the bottom part of their lineup where everybody is going to be hit 5 times tonight. And that's a lot when you're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 16 hits. The Indians have walked 5 today.
Escobar swings, sends one to deep center. Long run for Greg Allen. He's there, makes the catch, and the runners retreat. And we have 2 down.
Had a little too much air underneath it. That's what center fielders do. Boy, you get a little hang time and you can run under it here in this ballpark. Spacious outfield, as we tell you every time we come to. This is one of the most spacious, I think, outfields in all of baseball.
2 on, 2 out. Mabry's Villarreal has 3 hits on the night. He had 3 hits in his first 19 big league at bats coming into tonight.
You know, this kid, I mean, he hasn't played a whole lot, but he looks like he's a pretty good young prospect. But you got Salvador Perez doing the catching here, so you can make a pretty nice living here backing him up, though.
Does kind of make you wonder. I mean, would you potentially be showcasing this kid to maybe try to
Not at
trade him
21. I don't think at 21. No, absolutely not. Because you could DH Perez like he has been doing. He's not in the lineup tonight, but Salvador, you could DH him because you know he's been a gamer and but he's had knee issues and things like that, and he's signed. So why wouldn't you DH him and put this shit back there? I'll tell you what, he looks like he knows what he's doing in the batter's box.
Well, that was my point, is that, you know, with Salvador Perez, I mean, he's not going to play.
Salvador Perez could rest this kid when you're playing, and he could tutor him along the way.
Yeah, I agree with you. For a 21-year-old kid, he looks like he has a pretty good idea what he's doing at the plate.
Yeah, he plays well above his age, that's for sure. And, you know, they had Butera, who was backing up here for all the time, and they traded him out. So maybe they knew this kid, they wanted to give this kid an opportunity. Yeah. They knew what they had, and it was a perfect year to let's see what he has.
Runners go, swing and a miss. Brad Hand strikes him out. We'll go to the 9th inning. 9-4, Kansas City. Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. (9-4) Kansas City, 9th inning. And Willie Peralta on the pitch for the Royals. And leading off for the Indians will be Roberto Perez.
Perez had to come into this game because of Yan Gomes earlier tonight.
Perez 0 for 1, grounded out his only time up in the 6th inning. And now grounds up the middle. Cut off. Mondesi throws him out, 1 away. This is what happened to Yan Gomes that Rick was referring to. This was back in the 3rd inning. On the throw, on the follow through, Gomes' fingers hit the bat of Alex Gordon with the kind of force that opened up a gash on his thumb. It's his right thumb. The word from the Indians clubhouse is that it is a contusion and a laceration. They did take x-rays. They were negative. So the good news is nothing broken.
Any stitches, I wonder?
But that's going to be, stay tuned for Indians Live post-game. They'll have the latest.
Okay.
I would assume there's a
the way
good
that
chance.
was blatant, I would think there's got to be some stitches in there. But we will find out. He knew it as soon as it happened. He ended up leaving the game immediately, going right down in, and I know what had to be going through his mind. As good as he's been playing and hitting and everything like that, for something like that to happen with one more game to go in the year is just,
you know what's crazy?
crazy.
Is, we were talking with Mike Swanson, who's the Royals Director of Communications, Vice President here in Kansas City. He was telling us about one of their young players who was an A-ball and hit 31 home runs in A-ball this year. The young man's name escapes me at the moment. But anyway, he missed like the last month of the season because he was putting a suitcase
underneath the bus.
And
traveling.
He caught his thumb on the latch on the door and opened up a big gash, had to get stitches and the whole deal. So that's the concern you have right now with Yan Gomes. If it's something that requires stitches, can he play with it? I mean, that's your throwing hand. There's a lot of question marks right now.
We'll see afterwards. We'll get some information, but hopefully, let's hope for the best.
Greg Allen with a ground ball fair down the right field line. He's on his way to second base, and he's going to keep going. He's going to go all the way to third.
Yeah, this is where it can burn you. He was going to stop there at second. He could have had a triple last night, and he stopped because of the score. This guy just keeps getting in late in the game and continues to hit. He has been getting better and better every month. His 3rd triple of the year. Gets a ball down and in. He liked it. Shoots it down the first baseline. See, he was stopping. But that's the wall here that tricks you.
Yeah.
Where it's underneath, and as an outfielder, if you don't get to it or put your foot under there, there's a little 6-inch ridge where the ball could sort of hide down there. And it really used to be like that when there was AstroTurf on this field.
How about the Mets and the Marlins? Scoreless in the 10th in New York. Rosales out in front of it. You pointed it out earlier. I didn't realize. I mean, the Mets, I'm sorry, the Marlins, they averaged 10,000 fans a game this year.
How about that?
Swing and a miss. Rosales strikes out. 2 down.
Yeah, the 2 teams down in Florida. I mean, the Marlins,
Yeah.
10,000, and Tampa was 14, I think.
14,000.
Yeah.
The next closest team was Pittsburgh, and their fans were in a revolt because of the trading of Andrew McCutchen and everything. They drew 18,000.
Yeah.
10,000 a game
Both
for the
teams down in
Marlins.
Florida, man. That's terrible.
Brandon Barnes with 2 down in the 9th, and Greg Allen at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, 9th inning. Runner at third is Greg Allen. And Barnes hits a ground ball between third and short. Escobar slipped. He couldn't get there. Mondesi does and throws him out to end the game. Kansas City a winner by a final score of 9-4. Jacob Junis the win. He finishes the year 9-12. The loss goes to Andrew Miller. And we'll go to the final day of the season with the Indians record at 90-71. Kansas City is 58-103.
Yeah, this is one you just want to forget about. It's not a pretty game.
Yeah.
You know, and you just want to turn the page on this one and forget about it and come up tomorrow and let's get this regular season over with.
We will do that, but we will have some final thoughts right after this timeout.